I'm Angela V. Shelton.
And I'm her very best friend, Frances Callier, and we are Frangela.
And welcome to the week wrap-up Idiot of the Week.
Week.
This is where the idiot is crowned.
Yes.
The dumberest of the dumb, the stupidest of the stupid.
Every time.
The imbeciliest of the imbecili.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, right now.
Right here.
Let's get started.
Let's do
shall
it.
we? Thank you, Army of the Anti-Dumb, for all of your hard work.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Detectivizations. Our first nominees from the recently promoted,
Yes.
oh my goodness, Second Lieutenant Donnie J.
Mm-hmm.
Zachary Dexter Pace,
Yes.
Alabama.
Yes. Well, Zachary Dexter Pace worked at Jack's Restaurant, okay?
You know, over there in Pinion,
Yes.
Pinson, Alabama.
Yeah.
He's 24.
Right.
Zachary, you may remember from earlier in the week, Zachary's a young man who, at the end of his shift,
Right. He finished his shift.
he left,
Walked out the door.
came back within minutes.
Okay?
So what I would think is went to car, got his gun and a little, I think almost like a Batman, not even Batman, like
mask.
the Robin's mask.
Yes.
You know, that little just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And literally it only covered like his eyes.
Yes.
Mask came back in and robbed the restaurant.
Started to try to rob the restaurant.
Everybody recognized him because
yes.
they had just been on a shift with him.
Even though Zachary did disguise his voice, like,
Hey, give me the money. And they went, shut up, Zach. You guys, Zach is trying to rob the store. And everybody, they keep saying, quit it, Zach.
Quit,
Zach. And they're like, quit joking. And he's like holding the gun. And he's like, no. He keeps going with it.
Yeah.
He doesn't take the hint that this isn't working. And he could just pretend like it's a practical joke.
No.
So he robs the store, the restaurant. What makes me want to fucking go through time and beat this dumb boy. How did Zachary get a job?
Well, you know what?
What does Zachary do at this
he's
restaurant?
He's got to be somebody's nephew or cousin.
Yeah, I mean, what does he do at this restaurant?
I don't know.
He literally comes back, like the next day or something.
Yep.
While the police are there. So he's walking in, the police are there taking interviews about the robbery as if he's going to go to work. He doesn't know what's going on.
He comes in to start a shift, the fool.
And they're like, that's Zachary. He's the one who
guy.
robbed the store.
I mean, I don't even think he changed his clothes for the robbery.
They knew exactly who he was.
He had on the same outfit, y'all.
And here's the thing, there's no mention of drugs, there's no mention of alcohol, and he had been on shift for hours.
Yep.
So for me, this is, you were at, I don't know how much business Jax is getting, but apparently just seeing that green go in that register made him crazy. He couldn't take it anymore. Zachary's like, I'm only going to make so much an hour off of this, but I know they've got at least 5 times that in the tip. How much money could it possibly be, Frances? It wasn't enough to quit. It wasn't enough not to come back for your next fucking shift.
I know. That's the thing too that kills me. You didn't make enough on the robbery to not come back. You still coming back to work.
Next.
You cannot look, fool. You cannot rob and work at the same place.
They catch on. They do. They catch on. Not everybody's just that quick. Not everybody's as quick as you. As we've often said, so you breaking? Are you busy? Are you in your Blade Runner? Let the bird fly away. Let the dove fly away moment. Let me tell you, her soul is hurt because this is the problem. We say this all the time. Sometimes you're gonna have to go out of your way to rob.
You do.
You're gonna have to go someplace you don't normally go.
It's not a lazy man's occupation.
It really isn't. Well, you just find one of those like medical billing, something you can do out of your house with a computer,
right?
Or look for jobs that sedentary people have.
Right. It's not a job about proximity. Okay?
You can't. This is not a good way to rob.
No. No, see, I can see you. I can see you taking from me.
My name is Angela.
I know. I've known you for 13, 14 years.
That's literally, what he did is almost that bad. Just, what are you talking about? I didn't steal anything.
And you know what? It does hurt you.
It hurts your soul.
It hurts your soul.
And it makes me worried because somehow, you know what? Our ancestors crawled out of primordial ooze.
They did.
Onto the shore. They really did.
They
went
really
through challenges.
Mm-hmm.
They learned
how to stand up right.
They learned how to stand upright. They learned how to make tools from that big black monolith that landed here.
Yeah.
And then they learned how to talk and communicate only to create fucking Zachary Dexter Pace.
I know.
Hardly seems worth the trouble, does it? Evolution. And please don't tell me a god made that. Don't tell me an omnipotent,
right.
omniscient
That's
being.
God's special.
Yeah, don't tell me
special
that. I don't want to hear
plan.
that an omniscient, omnipotent anything. I don't want to hear the Norse god of war or that, what's that one with all the arms?
Oh yeah, Shiva.
Shiva. I
Oh,
don't want
I
to.
don't
No
want to hear
Buddha.
about no Buddha and none of them cat gods from the Egyptians.
None of them, and
No.
certainly not Jesus,
And not
Jesus,
Zeus.
not Zeus, no God willingly, knowingly made Zachary Dexter Pace.
No,
okay,
they don't admit to that.
That is all about a genetic accident. That's science. This is what happens when we don't pay attention.
No, that's a child left behind.
He needs to not be able to have children. Then I might think about the God thing. Because then I'll be like, okay, God might make that for our amusement and take away its ability to procreate.
Right, to show what we shouldn't do.
As a cautionary tale. Next up, our nominee for Any of the Week. Congratulations again to you, Donnie J. There's just no denying that you brought it. We tried to split it up, but the thing is, you just fucking brought it.
You did.
And every week there's some weeks when it's General Andrea, there's some weeks where it's
Damsel
Admiral
Fly.
and Damsel Fly or Admiral, Robert M. Y'all,
Jesse J.
Jesse J. You show up. All y'all, I got all your names here. Barbara, Catherine, Chris, all y'all show up. All y'all. El Haitiano.
Remember that show when we were a kid? And the woman, it was Romper Room.
So wistful. Oh, with the NIC, the magic mirror.
We should do that. We should do that.
Mirror.
And I see the magic mirror, and I see Donnie J, and I see
Private Edwin and Private Bridget and Sergeant Major Bell. I haven't even heard from Bell in a while. Yeah, some of y'all need to show up. Greg, we heard Greg got promoted to Major General. To Major General, yeah. We haven't heard from Failing Up. Well, actually, Failing Upwards has another name too.
Yeah, that's our friend Pip.
That's Pip. Yeah, that's right. There are lots of people. Luis. Always good. Christina. Just tons of you.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, maybe I'll do something online.
Yeah.
We'll do something.
Yeah.
All right, but this is from Donnie J and an honorable mention to Danny C for going through. He agreed.
Yes.
Honestly, you should read each other's posts because they're awesome.
Yes.
And he agreed that this was one of the stupidest things ever. You may remember the 30-year-old Atlanta woman with a so-called history of bulimia.
Right. Swallowed a butter knife while attempting to demonstrate for her friends that she no longer had a gag reflex, all right?
They didn't believe her.
So apparently they say that she laughed, she found something funny and laughed, and the knife dropped down on her throat, which immediately started causing blood to spurt out.
And she began vomiting blood and experiencing stomach pain.
Yes.
I'm going to say because you swallowed a knife.
Yeah.
Or maybe you have acid reflux. You know what would be
So
awesome? If I were her
Prilosec?
doctor, I would send her home with some fucking Prilosec. And every time she said I swallowed a knife, I'd be like, I'm sure that's not the problem.
Yeah.
Just take this Prilosec and stay away from spicy food. I really would. So this bitch learned a lesson. And when she came back in the next day, I'd be like, I stayed on shift just so I could tell you again, Prilosec. I'd make her wait 3-4 days before I go, you know what? It is the knife you swallowed. But I needed you to learn it the really fucking hard because I'm sick of pulling this shit out because it wasn't the first time that she's been busted.
The first time.
Her husband revealed that 4 years earlier she had swallowed a knife that required surgery to remove it.
Right.
You don't get no more silverware.
No.
Sporks. That's all she gets for the rest of her life. Plastic sporks.
That's it. You know what? I would even just give her a piece of wood.
You know what?
And you know,
fuck it. Use your hands. Fuck it. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit.
Okay.
Every time you put something down, the bitch swallows it.
And you know what? And I think that's a friend lie. I said it to Angela earlier.
I think it's a lie too. I think she's just bulimic.
I think she's bulimic.
And for some reason they decided not to. For some reason everybody decided to not go with that story, which is a better story than the whole "I could be a porn star, I can not gag" story. Which I don't understand people what you know. What kills me about moments like that. It's like the thing. What is it that you're afraid that we'll think about you? Because what I think about you is that you're tacky, lame, stupid.
Yeah.
But you're worried that I'll think that you have an eating disorder.
Which you've already admitted to.
Which is something that I have empathy for.
That's right.
That I can be like, wow, that must be really hard to have an eating disorder because you have to eat. Not cutlery, you stupid fucking bitch. But you do have to eat, so it must be really hard. I have empathy. And no, I don't sound like it at this moment.
Angela
but
lost it.
I have empathy. What are you doing? All right, we gotta do one more. It's at 9 minutes.
Oh Jesus. Okay. This is also from.
We got cut off because we were at like 15 minutes talking about this. Todd Bentley. He's 37. He calls himself a Christian evangelical preacher. Mm-hmm. He believes he's the tattooed leader of the Fresh Fire Ministries. And what does he do to heal people? And I mean heal them from medical conditions.
Right. He gives them a swift boot to the chest or face with his biker boot.
He believes that this, not only does he say that this cures cancer, but he says that he's brought back over 33 people from the dead.
Yes, by kicking them in the chest.
By kicking them.
Yeah.
He says that 20 of those cases were medically verified.
Now, Todd also is a former Hells Angels member and drug addict, and at age 15, he was convicted of sexually assaulting a 7-year-old. Anybody who walks into a room and lets this man practice on them in any kind of way isn't a fucking
And that's
idiot.
without knowing the Hells Angels,
That's
without knowing
right.
whatever. If somebody says to you, and if you know people like this, if you've got a relative, you know what, show them this part of the podcast, or you can email us and we'll talk to them, we'll Skype or something.
Yes, we will.
If you got your grandma and she's like, I've been having the lung cancer, and they have tried everything, but this preacher, Todd Bentley, he's been touched by God.
No, Granny.
He's gonna kick me in the face with a biker boot, and that's gonna bring Jesus into my lungs to take away.
No.
Don't let.
No.
There's no treatment.
None.
No treatment that requires being beaten.
No. None.
There just isn't. This is a Canadian. That's what I don't understand. I don't believe he's truly Canadian.
I don't think so either.
This is an American.
I think
we all
so.
know this is a fucking American who somehow snuck over the border and has a fake ID, because Canadians are too nice. They don't do this.
No. Who you picking?
I'm going with Zachary.
I'm going with Zachary too.
Yeah, I got to, because this is the worst robbery, and this is the thing you have to remember about this. Zachary, congratulations, Second Lieutenant Donnie J. Your Idiot of the Week nominee. Zachary Dexter Pace is the Idiot of the Week.
Yes.
Here's my problem. This is why he wins for me, because this was planned.
It was planned. He had the gun out in the car.
And the mask. The light mask adjacent mask.
Yes.
He planned. He worked an entire shift knowing he was going to rob it.
That's right. And then he knew where he was coming back to, Angela. That was the plan.
Robbing the place you work at is extremely difficult.
Well, Angela, not even, you know what, had he been off for a week,
maybe
like a couple days,
but like when you literally do this,
I mean,
the people didn't even, I bet you the people didn't know that he'd left yet.
No.
Like,
okay.
and then people keep telling you, Zachary quit, Zachary stop, we know you're kidding, and so they've ID'd you, Zachary. You need, and then the next thing you think is, well, I hope you got enough money to leave town. Well, it wouldn't matter because he just came back to work.
He came back to work.
Zachary, you're a fucking idiot. And I mean, you're so stupid that I'm offended.
I know, it is offensive. I'm Frances Callier.
I'm Angela V. Shelton.
We are Frangela.
I swear, I feel like chest buttoning him. I feel like kicking the cancer out of him. That's what I feel like doing.
Yeah. Wait.